Welcome back in, everyone. Of course, this week we remember September 11th, 2001, a day our nation should certainly never forget. I have Bob Lyons and Cindy Laney joining me in studio. Thank you both for being here. I know on Thursday there's a lot of different events happening in Michiana and around the nation. You guys are part of March to the Memorial. So I know, Bob, you started this initiative. When did you start this?
The major media launch year was in 2019.
Okay. And what inspired you to bring this to South Bend?
So I was in the New York City metro area when 9/11 hit. I was about 10 blocks north the day before. And in St. Louis, there's a walk called March to the Arch, started by somebody else, and I walked with them for 7 years. And so we moved here in 2018, and wherever I go, I kind of bring it with me.
Mm-hmm. How did that affect you being in the area when this tragedy happened?
It was tough. I ended up having to call home and tell them I was okay. Mm-hmm. And like I used to work about 10 blocks north of the tower, so I was down there relatively often. Mm-hmm. So I knew the area, and about a month later, you could still smell it in the air.
Wow. I know, Cindy, you were there in New York City the day this happened. Yeah. Walk us through what you experienced.
Well, I worked in an office 7-minute walk from the South Tower. Mysteriously, that morning, fully dressed, I sat on my couch for 20 minutes trying to think of a reason not to go to work. And now I think, I don't know, it was an angel or something looking out for me. Eventually, I got on the subway. And my plan was to go to the mall in the mezzanine of the World Trade Center to buy Hallmark cards for some customers for the Jewish holidays. The North Tower was already burning. I stood there, about a 3-minute walk from the South Tower, and the second plane flew right over me. So I'm a registered survivor of the event, longer story short, and I've brought you the survey that I have to fill out every year because they're tracking our physical and mental health.
Okay, the World Trade Center Health Registry 2025 Health Survey. So you fill out one of these every year?
Every year, and okay. I'm late this year, so they've just sent me another one. Okay. Yeah, they're very diligent about making sure they gather data.
Can you go over some of the questions that you're asked on this?
You know, in a nutshell, they're checking to see these days how we're all doing post-COVID, because many of us have lung issues. So far, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And they're asking about our mental health, if we still have dreams, how we feel, do we have PTSD? I do when I hear a low-flying plane behind me. But I'm okay. For the most part, I'm really lucky that I can walk 21 miles when there are so many people who can't.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us. This Thursday, again, you have the chance to join the march. So Bob and Cindy, tell us what people need to know, where you guys are starting on Thursday.
Sure. It'll be at the Martin's Supermarket, starting at 8:30 in the morning. We start walking at 9/11, and it's on the south side of Erskine Plaza. And we'll be walking to the St. Pat's Park. There's a memorial there. And our rest stops are fire stations. Mm-hmm. So it gives the public a way to engage with their first responders, saying thank you for your service.
That's fantastic.
And people don't need to walk all 21.
No.
The whole route is 21 miles. That's our symbolic 21-gun salute.
Okay.
But they can walk as much as they want to walk with us. Mm-hmm. We do have, at each rest stop, we'll have drinks and food the entire day. Sure. We'll have Mission Barbecue for our main food stop. We do ask that they bring an American flag, because the coolest thing you'll see on 9/11 is a line of American flags walking down the street.
That's fantastic. This is video from last year, of course. I know you said 2019 is when you started this, Bob. What has been the turnout over the years?
We get about 20 to 40. My goal in time is to have 100 people, but that's challenging. I understand that. But the other sense you get is, over time, you get that sense of unity, like we were post 9/11. And I believe Americans are all a family. Yeah. And when we when challenges hit us, we respond that way. There were lines to get blood after 9/11. And so we kind of bring that sense with us on the walk. And so they really get in that sense. And one thing I will say is it is a 20-minute per mile pace, roughly. Okay. Because we have a schedule, but we want people to bring, join us and such. But yeah, it just, we love people and we want to respect people that day and never forget.
Absolutely. So about what time are you estimated to start and end?
Yep, we will start walking at 9:11 in the morning, and we will be concluding at 6:45 p.m.
Okay.
And if people just want to come to the end ceremony, you're more than welcome to do that too.
Okay, and Cindy, have you been participating in this as well?
This will be my 4th year.
Okay.
And I really appreciate what Bob does to keep this alive. If you go onto the March to the Memorial website, which is exactly that, marchtothememorial.com, one of the things that he'll emphasize on that homepage is it's an apolitical event. It's just a time for us to come together. And if you don't want to walk 21 miles, that's great. I can barely feel my legs at the end, but I'm going to do it. But there are stations you can see on the homepage also approximately where we will be at certain times of the day so that you can jump in and join us. And we'll have folks there to help you get to and from your vehicle. It'd be great to see more faces.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because it does feel like there's been a lot of division in our country right now, and 9/11, remembering that day should not be about whether you're red or blue,
Right.
but about standing together. So
Yep, we are red, white, and blue.
I love that. Thank you both so much for your time. We appreciate it. If you would like to join Bob and Cindy, even for a portion, you don't have to do the whole thing. We'll have the details on our website. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.